Propaganda is the most important concept between 1933 and 1945 because it influenced people to fight and try to influence people to change into communism.
The Holocaust is a more important event between 1933 and 1945 because it killed a lot of Jews, because Hitler blamed Jewish people for the war.
Propaganda is the most important concept of 1933 to 1945 because it influenced people to vote for Hitler and influenced them to go to war.
The Holocaust is the most important concept between 1933 and 1945 because it was an event when Adolf Hitler blamed Jews for everything.
Adolf Hitler is one of the most evil people alive because he executed over 6 million people, all because he needed somewhere to get his anger and to lead Germany to.
Adolf Hitler was born in 1899, and he quit high school when he was 15 years old. And he said the Treaty of Versailles was a stab in the back because of the punishment Germany got.
Propaganda is the most important concept between 1933 and 1945 because it influenced people to hate other countries and join the army to go to war.
The Holocaust is important. It began in 1933 when Hitler and the Nazis came into power in Germany, and it lasted until 1945.
The Holocaust was important because I really don't know why it wasn't.
Holocaust is important because it caused it not just killed Jews like 6 millions and Adolf Hitler became not just leader.
Adolf Hitler was important because he killed millions of people and created concentration camps.
Propaganda was the most important concept of 1933 to 1945 because it influenced Germans to vote for Hitler and blame Jews on everything.
The Holocaust is one of the most important events through 1933 and 1945 because they were killed, 6 million of them were killed, and they were put inside gas chambers and concentration camps.
The Great Depression was the most important event from 1933 to 1945 because when the U.S. stock market crashed, they couldn't buy from other countries, so other countries fell as well.
Propaganda was the most important event in 1933 through 1945 because most Jews the Nazis blamed the Jews for everything, and Adolf Hitler used propaganda for new ideas such as posters, magazines, books, songs.
Propaganda was the most important concept of 1933 through 1945 because it encouraged people to vote for Hitler, and it was also blaming Jews for the time.
Propaganda was the most important concept of 1933 to 1945 because it encouraged people in Europe to agree with men like Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin, who were a big part of World War II.
I think propaganda was the most important part of 1933 to 1945 because it influenced somebody to think one way or another, and it was mostly used by the government during this time to persuade people to vote for Adolf Hitler?
I also think that Adolf Hitler was the most important thing in 1933 to 1945 because he was did most of the causes blaming Jews. Millions of them died for everything, their problems, and for propaganda. He made that and caused that too, and so yeah.
The most important thing from 1933 to 1945 was the Nazism because they were blaming Jews, and Adolf Hitler was their chancellor, and he was a
Why was he important? Why is this important?
because he was a dictator, and anybody who spoke out against him was sent to a concentration